To all you nominations, I will address you in a moment, but I have a question to you gamers and Far Cry 5 arcade map creators. Ever wondered if you've made a good map? Do you feel like your work of art in the editor is unappreciated by the public? Do you find yourself unchallenged when it comes to getting a good star rating versus whether or not your map is actually better? Are you looking for a good map? I know it's hard to find that good map when searching through that pile. It's estimated that the chances of you finding a good map is about 1 in 8 when seeking out newer maps. That means 80% of the maps you play on Far Cry 5 Arcade could be, well, good, but not great. Does everyone deserve a chance? Debatable. Do creators with great maps deserve better? Also debatable. In this regard, I will remain neutral and let you have your own opinions on the matter, but the one thing I will state is that great maps deserve to stand out. If you are seeking for a great map, you've come to the right place. The Map Month season is the most important time for map creators on the PS4 because the annual 10 Best Maps list follows. This is where the great maps will stand out and truly be appreciated. To score a nomination demonstrates acknowledgement for one's work. To actually get on the main list, however, is the high point, the ultimate achievement, that cemented proof that this creator knows exactly what they're doing and will be able to call themselves the very best. September's Map Month season is a horror edition. During that month, maps had to get a nomination as well as go through a second qualifier which was called a horror value. Details of the horror value is in the video description, but to speed this up, maps needed a +3 or higher to be eligible for the 10 Best Maps list. Unfortunately, there were only 7 nominations out of the 36 that successfully met that horror value. This is my fault, however, for not hosting it during the proper month. Unfortunately, it couldn't be helped. I had to have it on September and not October. So these last 3 entries on the main list will only need to be positive instead. There will be 10 entries to the main list, no more, no less. Does that mean 26 maps are failures? No. It just means that it was not their victory today. If the map was bad, it wouldn't even be on this video. It would be excluded. So think of this as a celebration because everyone here is going to be acknowledged for their work. You nominations are the flour to that bread because without you, Far Cry 5 would have a terrible aftertaste. To everyone else, keep in mind that creators are able to change their map's name or change their creator's name at any point in time, so the information that you see in this video might not be accurate later, but it is accurate as of this posting date of this video. I'm going to start listing off the honorable mentions now one by one. Far Cry 5 arcade map creators, allow Strange Desmal to bring out the best in you. As a reminder that September 2019, for this season only, co-op does not need to be taken into consideration when making a map. It is free to be a solo map this time. Psycho Edward, Angry Edward, Annoyed Edward, Calm Edward. I have a car. Get out of my way. I have never hit a heavy gunner with my car before in the past, and they actually survived the hit. They actually survived me running them over. I'm gonna ram that heavy gunner again with the car just to see what will happen. Oh, he's not even there anymore. The douche is gone. Oh, I'm dead. I'm dead. Edward Scissorhands is a most unexpected entry to the list given the soft lock present. Many, including myself, assumed that it would fall to the wayside, but nope, through the Horror Edition rules it managed to survive and persevere. The player begins in the middle of a neighborhood where they must make their way to the top of a cliffside where the house resides. For some reason, the whole neighborhood doesn't like the player and will attempt to put many little metal pellets in their body. There's not really much of a horror aspect to the whole map until they reach the house on the top of the cliff, but even then players are sure to appreciate the high amount of customized scenery. This one was played on a live stream, so no quirky intro this time. We're just gonna go straight to the banter. There always seems to be that one chaotic map that manages to slip its way onto the 10 best maps list. This is that map for this season. Black Beast is not pretty and isn't very well detailed in terms of cosmetics. Those that appreciate the finer pieces of art are not going to be very satisfied playing this, as Black Beast survives on pure chaos alone. There are 6 dragons, blood dragons that is, to defeat. Allies will be there to provide support, cover fire, as well as meet their own comedic demise. I mean, what did you expect to see one NPC take on a blood dragon? They're pretty much just there for cannon fodder. But that's what makes it stand out. That's what makes it stand out from your standard blood dragon kill maps. I hope you're not afraid of taking on big lizards. Drop this guy! Well, I'm dropping. I'm dropping. I didn't check my modifier, so I hope I live. I'm dropping. I'm dropping. I'm dropping. And I dropped. It's getting really sci-fi now. I dropped from the sky. A mission called Drop That Guy. There's a teleporter here. Is there a way to actually get out? Okay, so that's a thing. Ladies and gentlemen, I bring you the map that would have taken number 1 had the horror season requirements not been in place. An outpost, out of all things. There are some really horrific experiments going on in this volcano base, and it's time for the player to go in and clean up. Multiple sections of the base will need to be explored, and of course everyone will need to be eliminated. Enemies are spread out enough so that players are able to remain stealthy, and it also has a few secret weapons to be found. You don't often see a volcano on Far Cry 5 given how unrealistic it is to put a base there, and no one would ever expect it to be an outpost if there was one, let alone a good outpost. I predict that Volcanic Affair will stand out for many years to come. Casual gamers and art lovers are going to appreciate this. Yeah, there's chanting angels. I'd rather just keep what I got. Don't make sounds. You cannot make sounds. It's not good for my health. This is even more creepy because it's claustrophobic and all. Okay, there was a sound effect, but I was talking over it. Sorry about that. That horror thing didn't count. Pretend it never happened. I'm gonna be honest, Dark Fears Horror only made it on the main list thanks to a technicality, because without this season, it would have stayed a nomination at best. It's one of the few maps that managed to get a nomination, as well as meet the required horror value. The 10 Best Maps series tends to favor maps that focus more on the gameplay over the scenery. I really shouldn't be downplaying Dark Fears, but it's hard to upplay when the danger is practically non-existent. It will do one thing right though. It will teach casuals that they shouldn't fistfight with angels, and to just run away. Now that I've mocked the little gameplay it has, let's talk about the scenery. Whoa, this is ghastly, but in a good way. This looks like it took days to build. You'll likely feel chills traveling through this map your first time, especially since the map likes to play mind games. I don't know if that was part of the game, or maybe I'm just seeing things, and this game is already trying to play horror things. As I'm running through! Random blood that is spewing up. Oh, I'm teleporting. I'll just whack it because I'm still looking around. Oh, you want to send another zombie after me? Oh, you're going to send a horde. Oh, I hear a behemoth. Okay, let's get going. Let's get going because there's not enough room for me to... Once upon a time, the deputy, and maybe their friend, entered a cave and found a symbol on the ground that started spewing blood. So they ran through a cave filled with zombies, trickery, and what I'm assuming are mole people that can fly, only for it to feel like an endless maze. But eventually, they discovered an underground path that led to the end. Whoops! Accidentally ended the story there by saying that. Anyway, the map is more of a running simulator once you figure out where to go, but it's going to freak out those that cannot handle mind games. Five targets to eliminate, and all of these are custom-built houses, by the way. Got him! Are you alone now? Why would you do that, sir? I don't understand why you would just let me get behind you. Oh, and you gave me a sniper. Thank you. And now the quality of the maps are going way up as we go further into the list. Oh, and here's how Five-Headed Snake managed to get on despite not being one of the primary genres. The game is set to bounty, and there are 5 targets to be eliminated. The map offers a wide variety of ways to play. They can go in guns blazing, stealthy, or just about anything. Players aren't likely to be freaked out playing this map, but they're sure to have a good time. And aside from the broken pathing of some of the AIs, it does a good job at keeping the players immersed. No opening goof of ruin because played on livestream. Initiating the banter now. A second run on this map showed me that this map is pretty hard if you don't take a silent weapon at the starting loadout. It's not that you'll die a lot on this map, and you probably will die on your first time trying it. It's that speed running this will require taking out all of the enemies without being spotted. And whether it's intentional or a bug in the programming, the AIs can see players through the fog. Players, on the other hand, cannot see the enemies, and they do not get binoculars to help them out either. So it's going to be a rough time doing this without guns blazing. If you do decide to go guns blazing, you'll have to watch out for heavy gunners, pyromatics, and snipers. Enemy snipers, because of course. I dare anyone to try to complete this mission with the standard loadout without getting detected. It's something that even I haven't accomplished to this day. This is a spooky, insane asylum. It's creepy. It's black and white. There's a lot of dead corpses everywhere. Oh man, I don't even know what direction I want to go. Oh, god damn it. Okay, you know what? Too many enemies. Let's just get going. I'm just gonna get going. Oh, I gotta go the other way. Remember the old days when films used to be black and white? Well, now you get to play as a character in one, in black and white. And it's in an asylum, full of crazy people. Outlast anyone? This map wins by pure scenery alone, as well as turning all the angels hostile from the get-go. It's not very dangerous due to health regeneration, and upon realizing where the path forward is, its replayed value is somewhat shot, and it's also a short map, but everything else in terms of genre, theme, and how the gameplay flows, its hidden vents, all of that is through the roof. It's delicious. Mwah. Get away from me, angels. Get away! Oh! Let's go in this room instead. I get myself trapped. Maybe Trenchy and his big spatula will come after me. It was always doubtful that a map based on Resident Evil would ever get on the 10 best maps list due to how generic and stale they are on this game, but here we are. Far Cry 5 Arcade's map, Resident Evil Remake, gives 2 loadouts to choose from. Then exploration of what appears to be a museum building must be done. Yes, I know it's a police station, but it's not called that. This is Far Cry 5, so technically everything on this map is called Resident Evil Remake, according to the creator. Anyway, players have to explore this building that turns out to be infested by zombies. Then somehow they end up in the sewers without explanation, and then they end up in a train station without explanation, and then they end up in a laboratory. There's no explanation. Along their journey, players are able to find more weapons to help them out, such as an assault rifle and a shotgun. There are faults on this map, like how infinite ammo is making players too overpowered, but nobody can deny that this map took an incredibly long time to build. And someone finally made one of the Resident Evil laboratories on Far Cry 5! Oh! Jessica Warner. I probably said those names wrong. My name is Jessica. Jessica lives in this bedroom. Jessica's gonna leave. Jessica is a science experiment. Jessica will just punch your stuff and break it. Jessica will go through a maze. Jessica is breaking your objects. I broke the table, too. That's what Jessica does. Jessica breaks tables. And Jessica will break another table. Because Jessica can. Jessica always had body armor. Jessica just loved to have it when she was being experimented on. Jessica is now a she because I cannot remember to call them a he anymore. Jessica will be running in this room filled with random things trying to kill her. Do not touch Jessica. You have to keep your filthy hands off her. Jessica will fly above, and you will admire Jessica as she can float on furniture, and you girls can't. You are now girls, even though most of you are guys. You are not worthy of touching Jessica. Do not stop Jessica. Jessica has bigger things than you ever will. Jessica knows how to grapple. She can grapple up stuff. Jessica's climbing the walls. You will stay and admire Jessica because that's all you can do. I will nail in the name Jessica until you hate it. Oh, okay, no. Stop the music, no. This is not getting number 1. No! Okay, fine. Can you at least play Double Helix? It's what normally gets played during the Champions theme. Thanks. Well, I guess I gotta get in character now. Jessica's come to play. Jessica has returned home. Jessica hates this home. Hates it a lot, but everybody hates their first home, and that's why they try to get away. That all makes sense, doesn't it? Jessica begins with nothing. Jessica runs through a maze. Jessica runs through everything, runs. Jessica is being watched like a little science pet doll. Jessica can stand on furniture because Jessica is just that magical. Jessica can get through this facility. Jessica is going to break free. Jessica finds weapons. Jessica is in this tunnel. Jessica sees a lot of tunnels. What is this strange creature? Why do these creatures try to attack Jessica? Why are you trying to come after Jessica? No, don't you dare touch Jessica. Jessica was gonna run away now. Jessica doesn't even know what this blue lightning thing does, but it hurts, and she likes it. Jessica likes being hurt. Jessica is just really messed up. Jessica is not reading off a script. Jessica is gonna mountain climb again. Jessica is almost breaking through this entire map. Jessica still hates this map. Jessica is underwater. Jessica is swimming in the water. Jessica's touching the fans in this room all by herself. She was here all along. And that's the story of Jessica, and how she was born, how she was unleashed on the earth. For the meantime, Jessica will assist Decimal in all his YouTube needs, because the YouTube audience wills it. Jessica is loved by the audience. Jessica still hates this map. Jessica says you should try it if you want to be scared, because Jessica's scared to go home. Jessica doesn't want to go home. Jessica does not want to crown this person the champion. Trial Shock USA, you made Jessica kill in her own home. Now she doesn't want to go home. Now she's scared. Now she doesn't want to go home, but still has to W the rights to call yourself the master of the arcade editor, defeating 268 maps in the process. You are the best of the best. Still looking for more maps to play? Well, I've got you covered. If you go to the arcade mode and press X on search by creator, and then type in any of the names that you see on your screen right now, these creators would love to have you play their maps, and trust me, there's quite a lot of them. Give them the love that they've been waiting for. Some believe that I'm the only YouTuber out there to provide a stage for the Far Cry 5 arcade map community. It is true that I am a voice on the PS4 side, but there are actually two others that are also keeping the community alive. One is called Sam Plays, the other is called Far Cry Maps, formerly known as Fallen Champ. That's not sulking or anything, that was their legit name before they changed it a few months ago. Anyway, despite my vast knowledge and experience, both YouTubers have been allowed, they've been around longer than I have and can provide more helpful intel in terms of map design. I'm not sure what their policies are in terms of selecting a map and posting it on their channel, but they are nicer to everyone than I am. They also do the Xbox and PC versions. Links to their channels are in the description below, so give them a sub if you like their content. I would like to thank everyone that has supported the channel over the months. It certainly has been a long mountain climb to reach this point. Special thanks to UTops for sticking by, and special thanks to Taylor Christensen, the YouTuber, who is unrelated to Far Cry 5 content altogether and probably has no idea that this video exists. The only direction that this channel can go now is up. But for now, it is time for me to rest. I'm gonna go finish working on my vehicle map, then I can go off and work on Life is Strange content. Thank you guys so much, and I will see you next time. Goodbye!